into him, that's 2 people out of the battle right away. They're going to see me overextend, and it's going to be their time to come. Well, I'm pretty much confident of that. So now that I've knocked you back and they're on their way, it's time for me to start opening people up. At this point, Ben's already made a kill. This guy's out of the action. Ben's low on defense. If I were him, I'd get the hell out of the way and put a little faith in my buddy. So this guy's down, and things are back up. You just blew your only shot, and the world just turned real bad on you.
Exactly.
At which point, now these people are very likely coming back into the game. So at this point, I'm in a really good sweep position. Once again, not really a real good kill shape, but a good kill to start manipulating the force of the battle, or a good shot to begin manipulating the force of the battle.
Personally,
These guys,
I would have taken his full on and hit him in the face.
That's what I was thinking.
I missed, but
That's what you're saying in the original class is put that and hook someone up.
Use your opponents against the best you can. If you, everyone look at little dude with red right now. What do you think about him?
He's wearing wicker banding. Nobody knows what that
Quick,
is.
what do you think?
Fast fighter, agile.
Okay, what do you think about him? Quick.
Nothing.
Like mind. All right.
Limited
You.
defense.
Limited defense. You know what I think? Looking at his eyes and the way he stands, he doesn't look like someone who's confident that he's about to win a battle. He looks like someone who just got knocked around a little bit and he's not really sure what's going to happen next. That means that he's got that little bit of fear in his eyes. So when he sees something big and heavy coming back at him, he's not the type of person that is going to think, all right, I can throw this block and I'll counter-strike with this. He's the kind of person who's going to think, oh my God, here it comes. And that's going to be his thought. When you start manipulating people in that way, when you have this guy who has a fair amount of confidence, the first thing that happens is he gets hit in the face by his own shield. He's probably, in most situations, not going to be like, oh, well, that's okay, I planned for that to happen. Because nobody really plans for that to happen. You know, the first time that you feint up and somebody covers like that, and the next thing you do is you pop their shield into their face, you are taking them away from what they want to do. Because at this point, this guy's thought is generally, I'm about to run a pole. That's what he's thinking. That's what all of you who have ever fought sword and board think, isn't it? I'm about to run a pole. Now, in less than a second, if it turns to, you know, catching a shield in your face or getting pounded in a way you didn't expect, your very next thought is not, let me set up again and run a pole. It's, something has gone wrong here. You know, we have broken down, failure in the system. As you can cause that to happen, that is removing your ability. If we say line up right now and it's me and him against you, what has happened is you have chosen to face 2 people. And that is the rules right now. 4 on 2. As we begin, and as I begin trying to manipulate the flow of the battle, I'm taking that away from you. I am choosing that the first thing that's going to happen is these 2 people are no longer going to be fighting us. The next thing that's going to happen is this person is going to catch a heavy shot from the side and begin to open up for my poor little lone defender over here.
He's going to be defending because you're taking a free shot.
Right, because as I'm sweeping here.
So at this point, what's happening is you have decided you're going to face us with 4 people. I have decided you no longer will. Because I am forcing you to play the game that I want to play, I'm beginning to manipulate the flow of the battle. The difference in this comes with know your role. If this is now the style that we're fighting, this is kind of like looking at a scared dude over there. At this, if you saw what I just did to you and your buddy with this, are you nearly scared of this? Alright, and if you saw when I was waiting left and right, that's what you're going to be expecting because that's what you're used to seeing out of that. This weapon does not have the ability to change the flow of battle that way. I cannot hit this guy hard enough in a reasonable way to begin manipulating the flow of battle. What I can do is move much more quickly and score many more shots in a different style. So you must understand your role. My role here is no longer to open things up because I really don't have that option nearly as much. I mean, that looks like a center punch shield and that's a shame. But to a certain degree, you know, like if I have my buddy closing, I can throw a quick little something to try to open. But largely speaking, I'm not going to be able to move mountains anymore. I will be able to throw quick little flicks that leave me largely open and not facing my direct opponent. The other thing that allows me to do is move very quickly overhand. So as I begin working quick little overhands, a lot of times when people see something coming at their face, whether it's actually going to hit it or not, they will cower. The longer that I can keep all of you cowered, the better chance my very mobile friend here has to begin attacking you, closing on you, and scoring the kills. Let's go and line up and we'll do this full speed, and you'll kind of understand what I mean by, if you have the intention right now, you don't have to tell me what you want to do, but if you have the intention right now, I'm going to come kill this guy, try to think when this is all over about what that did, like how you felt that may have changed during the flow of the battle, and then we'll discuss why that feeling may have changed. Everyone get wherever they feel comfortable getting. Ready? All right, lay on.
Dead. You barely got that stab back at the first one. Barely
All right.
didn't know.
Start at the very beginning. What went through your head? What was the plan? What was going to happen on your end?
Okay, it looked like you were actually thinking over there. So I was going to come in, block you the pole, and then come in, spot you on the back, run around.
As things progressed, what happened for you?
I went like that. You juked. I did this, left my butt open. You swatted it. There we go.
All right. One thing to note about what he just said is he was purely self-sided. He was only concerned about what he was going to do. The entire time during this battle, I was trying to pay very close attention where I could hear and see him moving, because he was the only thing keeping them from closing in extremely quickly on me. When this started, what was your plan? What was your angle of attack? What did you want to do?
What I wanted to do was just follow him.
Okay, stop. This was an important breakdown right here. He was self-sided and he was going to run the pole. He was going to use the pole for heavy defense. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to block any shots that might be coming this way and just try to stab you if I saw an opening.
Okay, easy thing that happened here. Come on forward again. He was dead and he was left alone.
Defending
Because-
his friend who was already dead.
He failed in his attempt because they had no type of communication. What happened again over here? What was your thought? What was the
My
plan? What was going to happen?
I was trying to get in close to the block here to keep you entertained and to keep him attacking me so that my pole could work one of you.
Mentality-wise, I'm digging it. What were you thinking before we get to what happened?
Yeah, as he advanced it, I was thinking about mainly sniping him if I can get a good clean shot on you while you're tied up with these three
All right.
and get you.
How did
and-
things turn out for you?
Well, I blocked the pole and then I got into here and he popped my shield and I blocked the ass and then you popped me as you were going after him.
Okay, an important thing that y'all may remember from the first class is he out-advanced you, which gave me an awesome opportunity, because as he out-advanced you, I had someone who had one weapon tied up, his defense tied up, and the only other dangerous person on the field was unable to attack me at that point, because I was in position that he was blocking him. The only thing that Ben really had to achieve was to stop basically one, maybe two attacks before everything shifted in his direction. So at the end of a ditch, this is something you might see kind of commonly. You know, he got wounded at some point, or he simply chose to fight single sword, and you have somewhat unfair numbers at the end. Chances are, after you just finished killing 4 people, you just finished killing 6 people, you killed 3, and, well, you were following other people around while people were dying.
So you could look at like a badass again.
Make sure you pose. And nod. Alright. You know, you are probably fairly full of yourselves. An important thing that I know is that Ben and I have fought together many times over many years. Ben's number one concern is not that if I die, he'll be able to single sword take out 4 people. Because that's probably just not going to happen. It might, but it probably won't. He knows that it's important that if one of us dies, the other one is much more likely to die. I've still got everything I started with, so I'm in a little bit better position than him. But as I explained to you, one person, even with the speed pole, is not really going to be able to face off 4 people, especially from 2 different vectors, good thought lining up that way, and succeed. It's just not going to happen. If Ben dies, I'm in trouble. If I die, Ben's in trouble. If you die, you don't care because you're only worrying about you. If you die, you don't care because for some reason you're worrying about your dude who ran off and left you. Y'all are somewhat working together. The biggest problem y'all had is that you out-advanced your only help. You put when the battle started?
No.
I would pay attention to that because I was looking at you.
Right at you.
You know who he saw I was looking at?
Me.
Yeah, which meant that he had a free ride. The reason for that is because, like I said, y'all lined up on 2 vectors. I can't go like this and assume that anything that comes from this angle, I will be protected by that. Same thing for him. He could not simply decide that everything that comes from over there, I'm gravy, I'll just defend against these 2 weapons in this defense. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's simply a battlefield awareness kind of thing. I understand what's going on. Another thing that I was going to do if things went bad and I missed my shoulder shot was send him into the table. Use what you got, because if I could back you up into the mud and make you trip, I'd laugh. So I mean, I might have kicked that at me, but that's just me. All right, we're gonna switch this up and we're gonna put y'all in a bad situation. We're gonna play it out. We'll go and do 2 by 2. We're gonna play it out. I want to know what you thought in the first place and then how it turned out for you. Remember, you can pick either one of these poles. I don't really care, but remember, know your role. One of you will choose a pole, the other one will choose whatever. Then we'll switch for a couple times, and I want your mentality needs to begin shifting faster than your ability needs to begin shifting. You have to know what you're intended for, okay? Y'all two